This is how John Nallen reacted to the success of Minella Times yesterday.
Go on! Go on now, Rachel! Go on! Go on! Go on! Go on! Go on, hey! Go on! Keep going! Go on! Go on! Go on! Go! Oh, jeez! Go on! Go on! Go on, hey! Go on! Go on! Keep going! Go on! Hey! Go on! Go on!
Oh, here he is, John Nallen. Many congratulations. What an amazing few weeks for you.
Unbelievable, Nick. It's unbelievable. What dreams are made of. It's hard to get to terms with what we've done.
And
great.
Rachel definitely timed her challenge perfectly. I must confess, when I watched the video there, John, I was worried that you might have gone a bit too soon yesterday. I was worried you might not get home.
Maybe I did, but I got the trip anyway. I got there.
So take me right back. Take me right back to where it all started. We've seen the Minella prefix and the suffix on horses for many decades now, and I've been lucky enough to stay at your hotel, Minella, a few times. So tell me where the business all started.
I'd say in the early 80s, we started buying a few National Hunt foals and producing them. At that time, we raced them with Aidan and Joe Crowley, North American. In the beginning, we had Minella Lad, Minella Man, Hotel Minella, and we had great times with them. But I figured if you want to stay in horses, you have to be trading them. I couldn't afford to keep running them. That's a rich man's game. So if you keep trading them, you'll be able to stay going. So that's the route we went down. And we have operations set up in Laverley, farm set up, and Corky Carroll runs the show with me. And we rear about 15 foals every year, buy foals and rear them on and break them as 2-year-olds and get them going, and get the 3-year-olds in for a while, get them going, and then come back and go pint to pint with them. And Irish pint to pint, and is where it happens. That's where they learn their trade.
Now, the way you describe it and the results that you've had, it almost makes it look as though it's straightforward. It is far from straightforward, is it? It is years of preparation, heartache, exercising your judgment, being prepared for the disappointments. I can't imagine what this last month has meant to you.
It's unbelievable, like, to Gold Cup winner for Henry to have 3 Grade 1 winners from me in the same 18 months is unbelievable, you know. And Rachel, a Tipperary woman, her mother and father had the wedding in Minella in 1985. So like it's all, you know, the family connection. My father dealt with Rachel's grandfather. He was a Guinness area manager in the 50s. You know, it's an unbelievable scenario, the whole thing. You know, it's like Henry is unbelievable with these horses. Like you produce them, but if they don't go to the right home, you don't hear them again either. You know.
Tell me, when you went to that sale, John, what you saw in those 2 foals that you loved, because they are 2 smashing horses, Minella Indo and Minella Times.
Yeah, I'd make my business to go. When I started going up there first, when I was 16, there was 2 old timers in Dunphy in County Waterford. They were sort of related to my mother, and these were real old timers. They used to go up and they go around every night and look at the foals in the stable before they'd be out at all. And I always followed that. I'd go around the night time and I'd just look at them and I'd say, well, I want to see him out. And I'd narrow it down. And generally, the fella that jumps into your arms when you see him, he's the fella you want. You know, you like the ones you really want, you only have to look the ones, you know, and they'll be. Look, it's not an exact science. Someone said to me, Minella Indo, how did you buy him out of a 24-year-old mare, you know? And like, I probably didn't even notice, you know. You look at a good foal, a good pedigree, straight foal, and plenty of presence, and you just, like, if it was an exact science, like the big men that have it all, you know. So it's not an exact science. You just have to roll with your hunch and take your chance.
But it's right though that there is a bit of an art to choosing a foal. You say it's not an exact science. There must be something that you see, and you can kind of envisage what that horse is going to look like 3 or 4 years down the track. Yeah,
they have to be. If they're too pretty, their heads. I definitely like a foal, big head. He has to have a big head. I don't mind if it's plain, but he'll grow into his head. If he looks too pretty, he's too made. He probably won't be big enough. So if you're seeing what you think he's going to look like when he's there, he's after doing. He's gone too far. You know, he has to be raw, and has to come from a good home, a good farm, people that are rearing the foals, good families that have mares are looked after well, reared well, and they're there to sell them. Like they're not there. Like everybody, you're buying a foal, you have to try and turn a profit. So you don't want to be dealing with somebody that wants everything. The same way when I'm selling them on, you want them to go on and win a Gold Cup. You don't want to say, well, if I should have got more money from him because he won a Gold Cup. You sell your product and you wish the best of luck to the next man. So you like dealing with people that you be creature of habit with people you deal with as well, you know.
And John, it's not going to be lost on anyone that your main business is the hospitality industry, and no industry has been hit harder than that through the last year or 18 months, and particularly still in Ireland. Has that made what happened yesterday and what happened last month resonate with you even more?
Oh, unbelievable. And the effect it has had on people, like, you know, there's a man, a friend of the family just staying in the hotel, Frank Colgan. He's 95, and poor Frank is getting pushing on in age now, and I rang Frank last night, and he said that was fantastic, you know. It was good. To me, that was as good as winning another national, you know, because he goes back so far. And yeah, our industry is just wiped out. You sit in the hotel, like, and you know, you might have seen me yesterday crying, looking at the horse winning. I mean, you sit in a business like ours nearly every day when nobody is there, and you cry too. You know, that's the situation we're in. You know, but the lift it gave and the community, and Rachel is from Killinall. Her parents had her wedding in the hotel. Killinall is only 20 miles from Clonmel. Going back 25 years ago, we were big in the entertainment business, and I'd say 50% of the 25 to 30-year-olds around Killinall now are probably can be traced down to people that met in Minella, you know. So Killinall would be a big part of Minella for years, and Minella would be a big part of Killinall for years, so it's brilliant.
And that extra significance, a huge extra significance, that Rachel being on your horse yesterday, I call him your horse, Minella Times yesterday, JP McManus is Minella Times now yesterday, that clearly is not lost on the whole community. What hope do you have for the sport now because of Rachel's achievements, and particularly for young women who want to get into the sport?
Well, if you have any young riders think they'd want to come over and try their trade and pint the pints over here, send them on, or any any male riders that want to get going. The Irish pint the pint scene is unbelievable, and the education they get, and the education the horses get, and pint the pint tourism is something. We get trips over for people to see Irish pint the pints, the way they run and the way the stock are, and people can buy stock. They don't have to be deer stock. You can get a horse second or third. I've sold horses that were second or third that turned out. Minella Drama was second in Grade 1 yesterday. He wasn't an expensive horse. He was sold. You know, it's not you don't have to have a huge checkbook. The pint the pint scene is great. We had a great group from Southwest Racing. Bryony Frost's grandparents used to come on it. Brian Westcott used to run it. Poor Brian passed away, but they come every year and they stay in the hotel for 3 or 4 days. They go around to yards, to come out and they look at the stock with me. And it's great to be involved with that and get more people over to get more people over to go pint to pint. And when we get back going and when we open up an Irish pint to pint, there's something different. You know, when we get people, all those racing groups, those people that want to travel, contact me and we'll get you over and we'll give you a good time. You can go back and say, you saw a Grade 1 horse, or you bidding him, or you know where he came from, or you'll have some history of the whole thing.
Oh, John, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you this morning, and I just feel how much this means to you. I can't let you go without asking, do you feel in your heart that in those paddocks there's the next Minella, Indo or Times?
I hope so. I look at him and when I feed him, I say, is it you or is it you? Who is it? We had a winner yesterday, a first time out, a Shantou horse, Minella Kroner. I have a man come to look at him now in a few minutes. He won 3 lengths, a Shantou horse, a well-bred horse. He was very impressive. So hopefully he'll go on, and we have a few nice horses to run And we even have a horse that's not called Minella because we bought him. And he's a nice horse. Gin Light is his name. Like, people said to me about 5 or 6 years ago, stop calling these horses Minella. It's affecting your market. Like, people, certain family in the market won't deal with you because what you're calling the horses. And I tried to deal with them. I said, I'll give you half a horse. And I call them, we split the name. And they said, no, they wouldn't do that. And I said, well, I'll stick to my own guns then. And it's fair enough. So that I'm delighted I did. And for JP and Noreen, like, we go back, Noreen stays in the hotel for 35 years. And like, she rang me yesterday, I was over the moon. I could, like, to do it for them was unbelievable. Because they are the biggest benefactors to Irish racing. They are the people. And when they want your horse, there's no messing. They buy your horse, that's it. Frank bought that horse in 2 minutes. When they want the horse and they know what they want, they are the best.
John, if you sell me a horse at a reasonable price, who wins a Gold Cup or a Grand National, you can call him Minella, as far as I'm concerned. As many Minellas as you like.
But yeah, hopefully, so we keep calling him Minella now anyway. We're gone a long ways. I mean, the boss went that way with greyhounds in the 50s. They were all Ollies and he had great success. He sold a greyhound and he bought Minella with the price of a greyhound. So it's a long story of trading animals.
Well, this is a story that has by no means had its final chapter written, John. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. You've achieved something pretty extraordinary, and you definitely deserve your piece of this story. Thanks so much.
Thanks very much, Nick. Well, you get your bodies together and get them over. We look after them and we show them when the restrictions ease off. We show them stock and we show them what the story is. And they don't have to have the Bank of England coming with them.
John Nallen, we will send them over. John, thank you so much.
Thanks, Nick. Thank you.
What a man. What a man, Jerry McGrath. You could see what just feel